Chapter 96 to 97. After a few minutes, Amon came to Whiskey Peak and picked up Robin, taking her to the sky. It was a fun ride. Robin enjoyed the kiss they shared along the way. It took them a few minutes to reach the sky since Amon was flying slowly. They reached the upper yard in 24 minutes. Mid-air, Amon went to God's shrine on top of the giant jack. The shrine has changed a lot with many things replaced and added. The front yard was a high-tech paradise now. Small robotic machines were cleaning the yard by themselves. These days, Yona lived inside the shrine now, worshipping God and comforting him every now and then. Rocky hated the atmosphere and the sound she heard every night, but she didn't move out for some reasons. Amon landed on the shrine lightly with Robin on his carry. "All right, we are here." Robin unwillingly came down and looked around. She has come here before, but it is still a wonderful sight. The sky above Giant Jack was heavenly. Just as they landed, Yona walked towards them slowly and elegantly. "Welcome, Kami-sama." With an expressionless face, she bowed slightly towards Amon while Robin stared at her. It's her. Robin had met her before as well. Yona glanced at her as well as she blinked a few times. "I'm glad to see your mind doing fine." Hearing her, Robin looked at her confused for a second before recalling what she said last time. "Child, you should pay attention to yourself, especially your inner self." It was quite interesting how a 1.6 meters tall 20-years-old called her a child. Nonetheless, recalling her words, Robin felt appreciative towards the expressionless red-haired girl. Amon glanced at her. "Red Dragoness, you are so heartless. Your face is as cold as an iceberg even when you greet me, how cold." Amon made a grim face, seeing that Yona was flustered. "Teet, that's not true. My face is just like that. I apologize if I wasn't able to satisfy your expectations." Yona bowed lightly while Amon shook his head. "She can't even take a joke, eh? At least she's honest and humble." Amon stroked her head as if she was a puppy, before starting to walk towards the shrine. "Follow me. Don't worry about needless things." Amon took the lead and walked ahead. His vehicle was currently being delivered to the same room he is walking towards, the huge shrine. The current shrine was as big as 10 football fields. Amon and Robin walked together while Yona followed them a few steps behind. Yona glanced at Robin from behind before looking away. She shook her head internally, while Robin nudged Amon, asking if Yona still lived inside the shrine with him. Soon after, the group reached a highly secured room with different security installed in it. However, the room already had an open door with people inside. After inspecting the people inside, Rocky, Isa, Wiper, some scientists, and some other people, Amon took a step inside the big room. "Oh, Amon is here," Isa called out. She had her newborn child in her hand. His name was Karna. The small child just stared towards the shining black machine on the side, ignoring the chattering of unimportant humans. Everyone in the room was circling that shining black machine, a single motorcycle. It was glossy silver black, along with a futuristic look. It looked as if it was just out of a sci-fi movie. It is made of an alloy Amon created after mixing different metals. It had a capsule-like cabin where the driver and another person could sit, all under the protection of the metallic barrier. Image here. The bike worked on electricity. It directly alters the inserted electricity into power and can produce different kinds of energy, one of the simplest being plasma. After inserting electricity, the plasma is released through its nitro pipe, thus attaining an unimaginable speed. If the person who rides the bike can control the device and provide enough electricity, it can possibly be used as a weapon as well, with all the different kinds of plasma weapons installed on it. Using a machine of some sort to transform electricity to plasma isn't hard at all, as even high school graduates from Amon's previous world could make small devices like that. Albeit, they were just toys, and this is the real deal. That wasn't the main part of the vehicle, though. The main part is its portability. This seemingly 3 meters wide and 1 meter tall machine can transform into a suitcase that can then be carried with one hand. There is another thing that it can do, which Arc Maxim couldn't. But that's to be revealed on a later date when Amon rides it. Ignoring everyone in the room, Amon stared at the vehicle with shining eyes. "Would you look at this?" He spent a lot of money on this single vehicle. Around 50 billion just to make a single motorcycle, and all that money didn't go to waste. "This is an absolute beast," Amon mumbled to himself. Even Arc Maxime would pale in comparison. In canon, Enel only made the Ark to bring all the gold to the moon along with him, and to possibly bring companions, and to enhance his abilities. But Amon didn't want the first two, so he was delighted with only this. Even though it would not enhance my powers on the same level as to how Arc Maxim did to Enel, it's still around there. It's also a better weapon as it has many advantages that the Ark could not even dream of having. It's better than the Ark in multiple ways. Amon decided to take a test drive, so he quickly went towards the bike and sat in the front seat. "Hey, bro, what are you doing?" Reiki called out instantly. "Will this fancy thing even work?" Amon stared at the suspicious Reiki and cackled up. "Ha! Oh, Rocky, you naive little girl. Get on, I will show you." Rocky was a bit hesitant, but she still took a step forward, and was about to step in, but Amon raised his hand. "Wait." Amon clicked a button in the bike's touchpad in front of him as the back seat was lifted up above. A biking suit was revealed from inside. "Wear this." Amon threw the suit as Reiki carefully caught it. Hey, don't throw stuff like that. Isn't this expensive?" Amon just ignored her words and continued to inspect the bike with shining eyes. Raki struggled a lot while wearing the suit. It was a stiff suit. Minutes later, Raki stood there barely being able to move and breathe in that suit. She still had 2 swords on her waist. "Hey, I don't want to go anymore. Help me get out of this suit." Raki seemed to be clogged up. Amon got up with a sigh and pressed the wing-like button on the chest of the suit. Weiss! The suit instantly took the shape of her small body. She was finally able to breathe. "Whoa, this feels nice now." Amon ignored her and walked back to the bike's driver's seat. Raki followed closely behind, but instead jumped on the back seat. "Yay, brother taking me first. Are you lot jealous? Fuck you all." Amon smacked her head. Everyone seemed eager to get on, but Amon ignored their greedy gaze with a straight face. Amon then looked towards her. "Raki, get a hold of yourself. Things will get very fast." Amon pressed a physical button in front of him as the top lid closed itself. The bike looked more gorgeous now. "Yay!" Reiki's voice was barely heard from the outside as she was waving her hands from inside. Suddenly, Reiki flinched. She stared at Amon in front of her. "Wait, big bro. What about you? You don't need a suit?" Amon grinned while looking back at her. Zzz. Amon's voice started to vibrate, giving his voice this scary yet charismatic aura. God of Lightning doesn't need protection from lighting. Zero Cyrus, enter speed of lightning. Zero Cyrus is the bike's name. Lightning can travel 90% the speed of light when traveling through a conductive material. Although the thing Amon is doing isn't traveling through a conductive material, but rather using a conductive material to travel like a vehicle, it still boosts his current speed limit by a lot. Amon can travel at 17,000 km/s right now without any external help, but with the bike, he can travel 70,000 km/s. But there is another big gain here. Brother, why did everyone stop moving? The person sitting on the second seat, they would also experience that speed. This was Einstein's speed of relativity. Currently, the people inside the bike hadn't entered the speed of lighting, but rather the bike itself had. The people inside were only experiencing the slow movements of the people outside because they were on the bike, making their speed the same as the bike. The same thing happens in regular cars. That's why when a person is riding a car, other cars are visible and are almost the same speed as the person in the car. Yet if you are outside the car, you will only see the cars flash by you. The same principles apply here, just on a higher scale. This is the speed of relativity. There was another catch. Raki's skin was supposed to have been burned off, and she was supposed to turn into ashes. But the suit Raki was wearing right now acted like a Faraday cage, making the electricity travel all around the suit, but not touch her. Amon grinned, looking at Raki. "Welcome to my world, lil sis." On the other hand, Amon was electricity lighting itself, so it didn't hurt him. Indeed, this bike was a real beast, something that can be considered one of Amon's trump cards. "What?" Robin yelled at me loudly. I was in my office at Whiskey Peak, sitting on the luxurious chair. Robin was currently sitting opposite to me. It was night, midnight to be more specific, so the room was dimly lit. This was my favorite atmosphere. "Hey, Lucy?" Silently, I stared at Robin's face with a relaxed look, my chin resting on my hand. You heard it right. I'm going to the moon. I'll be staying there for some years. While vivid music was being played in the background, we were doing something akin to a staring contest. On the other hand, it's been 2 whole days since my ride with Rocky. She has had a fever since then. It's nothing serious, though. I guess that's a normal thing to happen. Even with all that protection, moving at that speed is something out of this world. It was my first reaction as well. We rode around the whole world that day. This world is big, many times bigger than it was in my previous world. I want to try that again. While I was reckoning over that experience, Robin broke the silence. Lucy? Looking at my absent-minded face, Robin sighed. I won't ask why you are going to the moon, but I assume it's the bike that makes it possible for you to travel there. She knew she couldn't stop me if I had decided on it already. It's nice to know that she understands these things at least. Yeah, that's right. That's why I made it in the first place. I leaned back with a pleased look. Looking down at the table, Robin frowned with a thinking face. I see. But you can bring another person with you, right? She stopped and looked at my face. She did see Rocky riding with me last time. Robin yelped lightly. Then, will you bring me with you? Hearing her pleading tone, I laughed lightly. As much as I'd want that, I can't bring you in harm. It's very dangerous for you. A normal human won't survive in that place with such a low level of oxygen. I explained the important things with a serious face. I see. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to bring her there. She is needed here more than to go with me on a vacation. She is needed to manage things in my absence. However, that not surviving part wasn't made up. There are 6 moons in this world. I don't know about all of them, but the closest moon here has enough oxygen for people to live. The ancient winged people live there after all. Even then, Robin would most likely die. She was choking to breathe the first time she came to the sky. Enel mostly survived and walked freely on the moon since he had Goro Goro no Mi, and also the fact that his ancestors lived there. I have to say, winged people are quite an adaptive race, so the breathing part came to them quickly, and Enel used that to his advantage. Taking that as a fact, I can bring a single Skypiean, Birkin, or Shandian if I want. But who do I take? Yona, Rocky, Wiper, or maybe Isa? Or do I even take them? It was an important question, but I ignored the thoughts, for now. I got up and walked towards Robin. Currently, she had a sad face, as if a little girl was rejected by her father, ordered to not buy the new favorite toy. Kissing her head from above, I started to massage her shoulders. I'm sorry, but I really need to go there and stay there for some years. It's needed. For the greater good. Robin bit her lips lightly, blood trained down. I understand. Robin still had a sad face. But why are you telling me this now? You could have said it before. It's just so sudden. I stopped my hands for a second before continuing. Fine, I will buy you dinner tonight, all right? As her face regained light, Robin just enjoyed my electrified hands massage with her face starting to relax. Fine. I will forgive you. But you have to promise to return now and then, all right? I slightly nodded my head. I would have done that even without her telling me. It's needed to know about the news from my warlord identity now and then, so I need to come and go. Removing my hands, Robin got up from her seat and walked towards me. She hugged me, pressing her chest against mine, and locked her arms around my neck. Give me 7 days from your busy time, will you? Or I will be very sad. I stared at her for a while. Normally, I wouldn't have accepted such an offer. 7 days is a long time for me. I'm busy with many things currently, but I have to do it since she is in her happy life phase. I should give her what she wants for now. She's like a daughter begging for attention from her father. Thinking such, I hugged her back while mumbling on her ears. All right, everything for my baby. What a strange relationship. General Pav, first day with Robin Skypia date. In the god's shrine, Rocky was inside her own room. She was laying on her back with a wet cloth on her forehead and a thermometer in her mouth. There were a few people inside the room. Amon was among them. Among the people, The person who clearly looked like a doctor walked towards her bed and took out the thermometer from her mouth. His face paled looking at it. It's in 105 degrees. That's very dangerous. We should quickly take her to the hospital. Reiki barely opened her cherry-like lips. No, wow, I hate hospital, she yelled loudly, completely proving the doctor's previous words wrong. Amon looked at her with a raised eyebrow. Listen to the doctor, listen to me, go to the hospital. Reiki tried to get up from her lying position, but she couldn't move her body at all, except for her mouth at least. Amon, trying to infuriate her, broke out laughing while pointing fingers at her. Ha ha! Look at this idiot! Reiki teared up. Don't bully me. It's your fault I'm like this. Wah! Crying, she started to roll around the bed, or at least she tried since she couldn't move at all. A few minutes passed like that. Amon made a regretful expression and shook his head. Sigh, and here I was thinking I will bring you to the moon. But if you are sick? Sigh. Shrugging, Amon shook his head and looked at the doctor as Raki's eyes arched up. Really? Really? You will? Raki started to laugh like a maniac. Yes, it's me, ha 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 ha! She made a delighted face while looking down at everyone around. I knew my brother loved me the most. Fuck you, Rob. But doctor, if she doesn't go to the hospital, it will take her more than a month to get well, right? Yes. She can die even. Oh, how sad. I guess I will just take ice. Reiki's face froze. She instantly looked at Amon. I will go to the hospital. Yes, I will. Amon gave her a side glance while a smirk was hidden under his face. Reiki understood the situation as her eyes again started to tear up. Fuck you, big bro. Why do you only bully me? Why not Isa, or better yet, Robin? Bully Robin. Amon just smiled at her innocently. Second day. Amon Pav. Bottleneck. I have hit a bottleneck. I have 74 theories on how to break this bottleneck. However, none of them seem satisfying to my intellect, but I have to try them all, and that's what I'm doing right now. It won't take much time. I will complete them when I get a break from each of my days with Robin. First attempt, shoving an electrical wire which is connected to a power source in my mouth. Result, I felt nothing. Nothing changed. Second attempt, eating the energy steroid found in Fishman Island. Result, it boosted my physical powers. I was able to exert 256 million volts, but for a very limited amount of time. Third attempt, having the not yet completed medicine made from my version of gene formula. Result, I got a 0.0001 boost at the potential. I felt my outputable power increase as well, but the increase is a measly 1,000 volts. I don't need a temporary boost from a harmful medicine, and also don't want to take the formula which isn't completed yet. Fourth attempt. 22nd attempt. 47th attempt. 73rd attempt. Result, failure. 74th attempt. This attempt is something I don't want to do. I'm scared of my life. This is the attempt where I'm supposed to enter the Ragin Island, while wearing C-prism handcuffs. Why would I do that? It's a theory. My theory goes like this. The regular human body of this world is enough to let a certain amount of electricity pass through their body, but only a certain amount. In other words, it's a conductive material which would break if given too much power. That's the one-piece world's human body's limit. It's true. I tried it before and it seems to be legit. After I injected 20 million into a random human's body for around 5 minutes, his body gave up. I couldn't flow electricity smoothly anymore. Meanwhile, when I experimented on an electric eel, it survived even 200 million. Amon thought. So theoretically, if an eel were to eat the fruit in my place, he would have reached Yonko level just after consuming it. Damn, I'm envious. Anyway, considering a normal human lets 20 million pass through their body before breaking, that means the Goro Goro no Mi enhanced my limit and boosted it to be able to bear 250 million volts. And the fruit itself is stopping me from surpassing 250 million since it will be harmful to me and my body. And the reason why it's 50 million higher than Anel is because of the previous physical plot surgery reasons. But besides them, it is because my body has been tempered by lightning strikes for a long time, slowly becoming like that of the durable body of an eel. Like I did in front of Robin once, I entered lightning clouds and made my body suffer constantly. In the first place, I did it to make my body get used to lightning. And in my obliviousness, it also increased my body's compatibility with lighting, thus letting more lightning flow through me than normal humans. Body tempering to withstand electricity. Albeit its wuxia name, it's pure science and quite a natural thing to happen. Like how there were people in my previous world who were better with electricity than most. I even recall a guy who could light bulbs just by touching them. I think he lived in India. Anyway, the point is, this is the theory I have the most faith in. However, why didn't I try this before? Because it's dangerous and I'm frightened. I don't want to go under those lightning strikes from Raijin Island with sea stone handcuffs on. It's fucking dangerous. I can die for fuck's sake. Even if I decide to hold onto a sea stone and drop it when things get dangerous, it's still a big risk. I'm scared exactly because I felt those lightning strikes hit my skin in person. It's hard to be there even without sea stone. Even with my Logia lightning body, I'm hurt. But while touching them, I will die. I can't even use the umbrella made by that old woman since it will just ruin the whole ordeal of training my limit. However, the 7-day date with Robin is hindering my plans. Today is the 5th day. I completed all the 73 attempts already. Only one remaining, but will this really work? I guess I have to wait to find out.